So today's video is going to be a little bit different today. I kind of want to talk about something that a lot of people aren't really talking about. Well, I don't feel like enough people are. And it's to do with the current situation we're in, which is, everyone knows what it is, COVID. But I want to talk specifically about how it's affecting the youth, because I don't really feel like anyone's talking about it. And I kind of want to just get it off my chest to say how I feel about it and how others around me feel about it, pretty much, that are around my age range. A lot of places have gone back into a lockdown. It's called a local lockdown or something like that, tier 3, they're referring it to. And to be honest, I feel like the youth are really going to struggle. I've just seen that parts of Nottingham are back in tier 3 as well. It's all a bit crazy. Yeah, I just kind of want to voice my opinion. So the first one that affected me personally is my education. Literally right at the end of my course at college, it affected me quite a bit as we were in lockdown. So the last 3 months or something, I lost education there. Obviously now there's online lessons and stuff, but let's face it, they're just not as good as a real thing. I think people need to get their head around that, because it's just the interaction and all of that stuff. You just don't remember the same as you would in an actual lesson. And yeah, I feel like people need to kind of address that. And yeah, is it really worth affecting our education, or do we just get along with it? Personally, I'm a bit unsure on that one at the minute. And I know many of the youth are breaking the rules, but a lot of us aren't, and we keep getting the blame for a lot of things, which is also affecting many youth's mental health. You might think, yeah, whatever, because you're just like, I don't know, you're not a youth, are you? So when you're targeted on the news and stuff for saying that it's our fault, it is a little crazy, because we should all be together as one, pretty much, in my opinion. A lot of people do rely on going out, like going to football games. I know a lot of people that rely on football teams and all that stuff, just to vent and just relieve a lot of stress, a lot of anger, and just have fun. And kind of, it's sort of a form of escapism, just like the gym and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, like these things not being allowed to go to is really going to affect not just the youth, but a lot of the other people as well. And yeah, we really need to recognise that. Everything is like so unclear at the minute. Like in a lot of places, you can work with your friends in a workplace, but you can't meet them outside of work, which just makes no logical sense at all. So you can do something with them in a workplace, but say you want to have fun or do something like that enjoyable, make memories with your friends and all of that kind of stuff, which you'll remember for the rest of your life. You think, you older people probably look back at a lot of your childhood memories, and it's like a real highlight of your life. And I feel like a lot of the youth are going to miss that, especially. So this leads me on to social media. Social media is already massive with our youth. Like obviously, technology came about when we were young. Well, most of the youth anyway, and the younger, they obviously have it already. You get what I'm trying to get at here. Don't get me wrong, we're not going to talk about all of the negative sides of COVID, because there is some goods that have came out of it, and I can really see that. But I want to really address the issues that are still going on right now, which we can kind of try and resolve all together. And yeah, just let me know if you guys feel the same, because I don't want to feel like I'm just being kind of selfish and just saying, oh, this is just the youth that are suffering. I'm not saying that at all, but I want people to recognise that we are, and can kind of reflect on their own lives and see that they've had a childhood where it's full of freedom, basically. And now it's sort of like, us as a youth, most of us feel trapped. Like I know a lot of people at university, and they can't even go out really, because they're stuck in their accommodation, which is just crazy. Their lessons are inside the accommodation, they eat inside the accommodation. Everyone has to stay as one inside that accommodation, and they can't mix with other dorms. Again, that's more memories lost, but it's also mental health. Back to the mental health, it is crazy. Being stuck inside is not good for your mental health whatsoever. Everyone knows that, like, come on. So it's just like reflecting, is it really worth it? This is a serious problem. COVID is kind of crazy right now, but we need to think about how it's going to impact us after, if we keep going back into lockdowns and all of this kind of stuff, how it's going to affect so many people. So yeah, the next one I want to talk about is social media. As if we weren't bad enough on social media already, like the youth is pretty bad with social media, just because we've pretty much grew up with it. It's something that's been integrated into our society. But COVID, with the lockdown and stuff, we had to rely on social media even more, and this isn't good for our health either. It's just like feeding us negativity, just feeding us negativity. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's something called The Social Dilemma on Netflix, and this kind of dives deep into how it's affecting everyone. but especially us, because we're on it so often, it's going to put even more of an impact on us in a negative way, because it just shows us what we kind of want to see, to give us validation, but then also they'll give you something that will make you angry, all of that kind of stuff. And it is proven that what you see on your phone will affect you. What you see on your phone will affect you after you come off that phone. It'll still be in your head, and you'll implement that into real life. So say if you've seen something and you were angry, it's been proven that you'd still see that as a real thing in life. So face-to-face interaction, you might think that's not very important, but if we go back to normal, if there is a normal, that is, but I'm pretty sure we'll go back to face-to-face interaction and all of that kind of stuff. It's going to give us a massive delay on how to interact face-to-face, because on social media, we have not really much face-to-face interaction. Even if it's on FaceTime or something like that, it's not the real, it doesn't feel like the real thing. You can tell it's not the real thing. A lot of you will get what I mean if you use FaceTime, Zoom, all of that stuff. It's just not the same. So it's going to massively affect our confidence, especially with face-to-face interaction. What I mean by this is we learn a lot of our social skills when we're young. So especially a few years younger than me, say if they're starting out in secondary school, year 7, imagine how they're going to be if they're just stuck in online lessons, not in school as much, not interacting with people as much. They're going to be so far behind in their social skills, it is going to be crazy. So that's like one of the most important things that I've really started to think about. The younger generation, 5 years behind me or something, they're going to be really struggling right now, and we need to address that before worse happens. I really don't want to leave this generation just dead in the water and them to be stuck inside, not knowing what to do, have no social interaction, not go out as much. All of the stuff that we love doing as humans right now. So now I kind of want to talk about some good things, because as you know, that bit's kind of brought us down quite a bit. It has made us use a lot more appreciative of the time we have with our closest friends, family, etc. How much that helps us and how much that means to us to have someone there. We don't realise how important it is till it's gone. It sounds kind of cliche or whatever, but it is so true. It has a lot to do with our lives, no matter who you are. This all has a lot to do with your life, let's be honest. I just really wanted to address it as a youth myself. Hopefully a lot of other youth can relate to this, and I hope it helps them to know that they're just not by themselves, because there is a lot of mental health issues right now. Yeah, I just don't want people to feel alone in this whole situation. You can feel free to talk to me, leave a comment on this video if you want. Here's my Instagram, DM me. No one is alone, so yeah. Also, many of you use this time very, how do I put it? They've been very creative with the spare time that they've had. So TikTok came about at the start of lockdown. Everyone thought it was a kind of a fad, but now people are actually getting paid for TikTok, and people have grown massive audiences. I know a few people that have. I sort of went on it when it was a bit of a thing, but then fell off it because I don't know whether it's the place for me, because it's sort of like throwaway content. You'll put something out and then everyone will just forget about it. I want people to remember my stuff, which I'm starting to realise more. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I do make videos just for people to chill, escape from what's going on in the outside world and just have fun, which I suppose what TikTok is all about. So yeah, I think overall it is a good thing. Many other things have happened as well, such as raising money for charity, people coming together, and again, discovering like how like we really live, and just discovering how important the people are around us, and human interaction, how important it is, and even the environment. David Attenborough recently released something. How many times did I say release then? Released something on Netflix. It's like I've got a sponsor for Netflix here, but who else has been watching quite a bit of it during COVID? I think a lot of us have had a fair bit of time on our hands talking about the planet and how there really isn't much wildlife left. So maybe that's another positive that could come out of this, is improving the wildlife much more and becoming more efficient with what we do. So yeah, that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, I think. I'm going to look back on this and know that I forgot something. But yeah, I just really want to clarify. I know that COVID is serious. I know it's a serious problem. I hope that everyone's staying safe, and I hope that we can all get through this together. I'm here for anyone if they need me again, and I'm pretty sure many other people are there for you, even if you guys don't see it. So yeah, have a great day, and I will see you next time.